Ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, I would like to thank our hosts, Center for Global and Strategic Studies, for hosting such a wonderful seminar where we can discuss all the interesting questions on the level of experts, because as we know, experts are beyond politics, and we can discuss almost every question which is in our agenda. Dear Excellencies, dear delegations of our neighboring brother countries, let me elaborate on promoting regional integration through socio-cultural exchange opportunities. And I think my speech will be delivered and be constructed in a special way, because almost everything, most part of my keynotes will cover it by our neighboring countries, from speakers from Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, and I see some symbolic icon in this, in the matter that we should, and my report will be complementary, and I think the symbolic sign of this speech would be in this, that as a region, as a neighboring countries, we should act as a one power, and should complementary each other and benefit from synergy of our best comparative advantages. Kyrgyzstan and Pakistan established diplomatic relations in 1994. From this historical period, a number of meetings were held both at the level of heads of states, ministries, and at the level of expert communities. We have an intergovernmental commission on trade, economic, and scientific technical cooperation, and this commission is functioning from 2003. And in addition, within the framework of international cooperation, our countries are members of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, the Economic Cooperation Organization, and the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Such platforms offer great opportunities for successful interaction between our countries. And we should state that despite the existence of such a big and positive foundation, relations over the past quarter century have not been particularly dynamic, and our countries don't meet the existing potential of our economic, commercial, and other types of relations. And it could be evidenced by the low volume of goods turnover between the Kyrgyz Republic and Pakistan, which is in 2016 accounted to $3.6 million. We welcome warmly big interregional international projects like CASA 1000, and undoubtedly this is the largest and most significant project between our countries, and we believe that it will not be the only project and will help bring our relations to a new level. Kyrgyz Republic, Kyrgyz government of Kyrgyz Republic is launching a new Tazakom project, which means pure society. It's a state integrated program for the use of modern digital technologies to improve the lives of citizens. And Kyrgyz Republic plans to launch the Digital CASA project. It is designed to create cross-border telecommunications networks that will connect the countries of Central and South Asia into a single digital hub. provide reliable and efficient internet services for citizens, link businesses with the global digital economy, and provide innovation in the provision of public services. And Pakistan in this project is of particular interest of Kyrgyzstan because the closest maritime routes for Kyrgyzstan are in Pakistan, and the digital CASA project can be geographically expanded further through the sea cables. And also Pakistan is known for its achievement and highly qualified specialists in the IT field. We believe that we can effectively cooperate in this field. And let me bring in one example from Kyrgyz Republic. As we all know, the Uber is an international company, leading company in providing car sharing services, taxi services. And Uber is not working in Kyrgyzstan. Not because we are hard to invest or hard to enter our market, because we use our own Uber. That means that Kyrgyz software developers has a huge potential to develop their own products and launch them in some regional markets. And why we see the digitalization and improving internet services for citizens is vital for the development, because new industrial revolution is happening. It is happening, and it requires new technologies, new broadband facilities, and recalling the speeches delivered before. For example, the speech delivered by Mr. Sarmat Ali on media, the role of media in promoting regional harmony. It becomes evident that modern social media outpaces conventional means of media, outpaces conventional television and radio systems. And let me bring another example here. Yesterday or the day before yesterday, I saw a commercial at Pakistani television, and it features some characters dancing with Gangnam Style music. And I think this is a brilliant example how social media content effectively goes to conventional television. I think nobody translated or subbed, dubbed, or somehow helped to make this viral video to go to the conventional television. It just goes. It's cultural phenomena of new century and cultural phenomena of new digitalization revolution. So, in that mean, we would like to draw your attention to the new means of media and the potential of their potential of distribution in the means of audience and distribution speed. Kyrgyzstan and Pakistan must not forget that historically our countries have much in common with a cultural and religious point of view, and probably in the deeply unexplored common heritage we can find that solid foundation that will further strengthen our ties in various fields. Today our countries are in the period of their historical development when the forgotten historical term such as Silk Road is reborn thanks to Chinese initiative to revive the Silk Road. The initiative is attractive for the countries of our region not only from the economic point of view, but also from the historical and cultural side. If we recall the history of the formation and development of the Silk Road, it becomes clear that the establishment of socio-cultural ties between the people living along the Silk Road ensured the continued success of trade and economic ties. Unfortunately, despite the close mutual influence that we had in the recent past, the Indo-Pakistan subcontinent remained in the shadow of our attention for a long time. Today, we see that it is not the processes of globalization that actualize world development, but processes on regionalization and increasingly being put foreground. In this regard, the appearance of the project on the revival of the Silk Road was expected, which quite seamlessly fits into the discussion of the issues of regional integration. The notion, the concept of Silk Road aroused in our minds a truly grand picture of the past, when the sea and land trade and economic routes that ran through our territories gave birth to an unprecedented combination of different cultures, customs, traditions, and religions. While all this was not a spirit of gain and destruction, but cooperation, mutual knowledge, and mutual benefit. Today, we, the countries that stand in the way of democratic development, have much to learn from the history of the Silk Road. As once, when the Silk Road allowed people from distant continents and countries to travel through vast territories, not only for the sake of commercial gain, but also for the sake of seeking knowledge, we have all opportunities for developing this potential between our countries. It is so happened that a number of contacts have recently been established in the sphere of education. Today in Kyrgyz Republic, we observe a large number of students from Pakistan getting knowledge in medical universities of the Kyrgyz Republic. And we should say that individuals are generally bolder and more flexible than their governments. And today these students seeking a qualified education are giving our countries the opportunity to formulate a specific policy in this area. The deepening of our economic and cultural relations will depend on how seriously and deeply we work on this issue. And this aspect should be taken on governmental control between our states. And within the framework of our Intergovernmental Commission, we had several meetings, and during the meetings the system of higher education was examined, and three important proposals were adopted and included in the protocol. In particular, such concrete proposals as on establishment of Kyrgyz-Pakistan International Institute of Medical Sciences, on the establishment of the Kyrgyz-Pakistan Institute of Distance Learning, on joint activities of accreditation of higher education institutions. And Kyrgyzstan pays special attention to the sphere of education, and we believe that such joint projects will allow our young generation to receive quality education both in the Kyrgyz Republic and the Pakistan. Taking into account the consideration of the turbulent world in terms of losing cultural heritage and legacy all around the world, it is our primary goal for all of us to preserve the authentic image of our people. Following this idea, the government of Kyrgyz Republic initiated a number of activities, and World Nomad Games is one of the most prominent in scope and effect. This year in September, we are having it in third time, and we believe that idea behind the event will be fruitful and exemplary for all our parents, for all our partners. And delegation of athletes from Pakistan are taking part in the World Nomad Games, and we are also expecting spectators of these beautiful games from Pakistan. Recapping my today's speech, I would like again to thank the hosts of the event, and as it was mentioned earlier, the length of opportunities, the concept of length of opportunities works in both directions. As it was mentioned earlier, for a long period of time, Kyrgyzstan and other small Central Asian countries were not of interest from economic point of view to major economic players because of the size of the market. And now we can see that the investors, businesses, and foreign entities entering the Kyrgyz market are automatically entering to the market of Eurasian Union with a total population of 170 million people. And I think Central Asian countries will also explore this length of opportunities as a new market destination, as a new tourist destination from to both directions, and as one of the closest sea ports. And finalizing my speech and bringing the main idea, I would like to say that cultural exchange between bilateral relations, cultural exchange is an investment in human capital, and exchanging culturally, exploring each other culturally, we are bringing a solid network and solid ground base for our businesses. And let me bring another example here. Please meet Mr. Akzam. Akzam, please raise your hand. Yes. Yes. Yes, here's Mr. Akzam. We met him yesterday, and which is interesting for us. He's planning to visit Kyrgyzstan this summer, and I think he's an excellent, brilliant example of the influence of cultural exchange, because he got his education in Kazakhstan, spent some time in Uzbekistan. Now he's an excellent interpreter from Russian to Kyrgyz to Russian to English, and another evidence of great importance of cultural exchange that we can see now. Another good example of from the economic theory, the effect of multiplier, because he's not going alone, he is bringing his 4 friends. And I think in the future these 4 friends will bring another 4 friends, and our tourism exchange and our economic relations will grow exponentially. Thank you very much.